The early years, the making of a philosopher. In the dimly lit study of a modest London home, a young boy bent over a desk, his fingers tracing the lines of Greek philosophers and Roman historians. This was John Stuart Mill, a child prodigy born into an extraordinary intellectual experiment. His father, James Mill, was determined to mold him into a genius, a vessel for Enlightenment ideals. By the age of 3, Mill was reading Greek. By 8, he had mastered Latin and devoured texts on history, logic, and economics. His father envisioned a mind unclouded by superstition or emotional weakness, capable of rational thought that would elevate humanity. But this rigorous education came with a price. As a young man, Mill experienced a crisis that would define his life. In his early 20s, he suffered a breakdown, questioning the very foundations of his education and the purpose of life. If reason alone could not bring happiness, then what could? This moment of despair, though painful, marked a turning point. It propelled Mill to seek a balance between rationality and emotion, individuality and society, freedom and responsibility. From these struggles emerged the lessons that would shape not only his philosophy but also his contributions to humanity. These lessons, woven into the fabric of his life and work, remain as relevant today as they were in his time. Liberty as the soul of society. One of Mill's most enduring contributions is his defense of individual liberty. In his seminal work, On Liberty, Mill articulated a principle that would resonate across centuries, the harm principle. He argued that individuals should be free to live as they choose, so long as their actions do not harm others. Mill's ideas on liberty were not abstract musings but a response to the societal norms of Victorian England. The era was characterized by rigid social conformity, where deviation from the norm invited ostracism. Mill saw this as a tyranny of the majority, a force that stifled creativity and progress. He believed that liberty was essential for personal and societal growth. Without freedom, the human spirit withers, and society stagnates. But liberty, as Mill saw it, was not absolute. It required a careful balance to ensure that one person's freedom did not trample another's rights. In our modern world, Mill's vision of liberty echoes in debates over free speech, personal autonomy, and social justice. His lesson challenges us to protect individual freedoms while fostering a culture of mutual respect and responsibility. The courage to dissent. In an age where conformity often feels like a prerequisite for acceptance, Mill's defense of dissent stands as a bold reminder of the value of diverse opinions. He argued that even incorrect or unpopular ideas play a critical role in society by challenging prevailing norms and sparking intellectual growth. Mill's belief in the power of dissent was deeply personal. He himself had faced criticism for his unconventional upbringing and progressive ideas. Yet he remained steadfast, convinced that truth emerges not from uniformity but from the clash of opposing views. In On Liberty, Mill wrote, "Genius can only breathe freely in an atmosphere of freedom." This conviction led him to champion the freedom of thought and expression, even when such freedoms were under attack. Today, his lesson urges us to embrace open dialogue and resist the temptation to silence voices that challenge our beliefs. It reminds us that progress often begins with uncomfortable conversations. The pursuit of higher pleasures. Mill's refinement of utilitarianism, the ethical theory championed by his predecessor Jeremy Bentham, introduced a profound insight: not all pleasures are created equal. He distinguished between higher pleasures, such as intellectual and moral pursuits, and lower pleasures, rooted in physical gratification. For Mill, the higher pleasures were those that engaged the mind and soul, enriching life in ways that fleeting physical pleasures could not. He famously declared, it is better to be a human being dissatisfied than a pig satisfied. This philosophy was not merely theoretical. It was deeply influenced by Mill's own struggles. During his period of emotional crisis, he found solace in poetry, particularly the works of William Wordsworth. These experiences taught him that true fulfillment comes from engaging with the deeper aspects of human existence. In a world often driven by consumerism and instant gratification, Mill's lesson encourages us to seek meaning and purpose in our pursuits. It invites us to prioritize experiences that nurture our growth and connect us to something greater than ourselves. Education, the key to empowerment. Mill's own life is a testament to the transformative power of education. His father's rigorous curriculum shaped his intellectual abilities, but it also revealed the limitations of an education that neglects emotional and moral development. As an adult, Mill became an advocate for education that fosters critical thinking and moral responsibility. He believed that an educated populace is essential for democracy to thrive. Without knowledge, citizens cannot hold leaders accountable or make informed decisions about their future. In modern times, Mill's lesson underscores the importance of lifelong learning. It reminds us that education is not confined to classrooms but is a continuous process of growth and discovery. Whether through formal study, self-education, or experiential learning, the pursuit of knowledge empowers us to navigate a complex and ever-changing world. The balance between reason and emotion. Mill's journey through depression revealed a profound truth: reason alone cannot sustain the human spirit. During his recovery, he turned to the arts, finding solace and inspiration in poetry and music. These experiences taught him that emotional well-being is as vital as intellectual achievement. Mill's philosophy evolved to embrace this balance. He recognized that human beings are not purely rational creatures. We are driven by emotions, relationships, and a sense of purpose. A life well lived, he argued, integrates both reason and emotion. This lesson resonates in an era where mental health challenges are increasingly prevalent. Mill's insights encourage us to cultivate practices that nurture our emotional and mental well-being, such as mindfulness, empathy, and creative expression. Ethics as a guiding principle. Mill's ethical philosophy, as outlined in Utilitarianism, revolves around the principle of the greatest happiness for the greatest number. But Mill's utilitarianism was not a cold calculation of outcomes. He emphasized the quality of happiness, advocating for decisions that promote deeper, more meaningful well-being. Mill's approach to ethics reflects a profound respect for human dignity. He believed that ethical living involves balancing personal interests with the needs of others, fostering a sense of interconnectedness and responsibility. In today's world, this lesson is particularly relevant in addressing global challenges like climate change, social inequality, and humanitarian crises. It calls on us to make choices that prioritize collective well-being and long-term sustainability. Advocating for gender equality. Mill's advocacy for women's rights was revolutionary for his time. In The Subjection of Women, he argued that the subjugation of women was not only unjust but also a barrier to societal progress. Mill believed that empowering women through education and equal opportunities would unlock their potential and benefit society as a whole. His progressive views were shaped in part by his partnership with Harriet Taylor, a thinker who deeply influenced his work. This lesson challenges us to continue the fight for gender equality. It reminds us that progress requires dismantling systems of oppression and creating a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. The role of government. While Mill championed individual liberty, he also recognized the need for government intervention to protect vulnerable populations and ensure justice. He believed that a just government should empower individuals while avoiding excessive interference in their lives. Mill's vision of governance emphasizes the importance of democratic institutions, social safety nets, and the rule of law. It challenges us to engage in civic life and advocate for policies that uphold fairness and equality. Conclusion: Mill's enduring legacy. John Stuart Mill's life and philosophy offer a roadmap for navigating the complexities of human existence. His struggles and triumphs, his ideas on liberty and ethics, and his vision of progress continue to inspire and guide us. In a world that often feels divided and uncertain, Mill's lessons remind us of the power of reason, compassion, and resilience. They challenge us to think deeply, act justly, and strive for a society that honors both individuality and community. Mill's legacy endures as a testament to the transformative power of ideas and the enduring potential of the human spirit. His life was not just a pursuit of knowledge but a quest for a better world, one in which liberty, thought, and humanity flourish together.